Hello, it's 7 o'clock on Monday night, and it's a Create With Me week. I'm looking here to see if it's showing up on Facebook. Hope you had a great weekend. Boy, today was beautiful here in Kansas City. I don't know about where you guys are, but we had such a beautiful day today. Was glad I could be outside just a little bit. All right, let's see. Oh, hey, there we go. We're on. Good deal. All right, well, let's see. Yeah, crazy weekend. So it wasn't until this morning I decided what I was going to have you do. So that's why you didn't get the email until late. I see I need to switch which is it, this one? Yeah, need to move my poll so you don't see. Oh, well, hey, made in America, it's a good thing. All right, I'm going to switch it over so you can see my table and we can get started here. All right, so I told you to have a piece of designer series paper cut to 4.5 by 9.5, and we're going to score it, and then a coordinating piece of cardstock that's 1 by 9.5. So I'm going to grab my paper score or Stampin' Score. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put it long ways on our board here. And we are going to score it at 1/2. Then 1.5. 5 and 6. Okay. So I'll put this back here for those of you that are catching up here. We scored it at 1/2, 1.5, 5, and 6. Okay. Now we're going to flip it around. And we are going to score it on one inch all the way across. Okay. Now, by doing it this way, this part that we did at 1 is going to be the bottom of our container. So I guess I should have told you that before I told you how to. Oh, there I go. I didn't do my sound. Hey, Marie, glad you're watching. Trying to check here. Good, Chris and Marie. Thank you for joining me tonight. All right, so hopefully you got that. Then while we've got the Stampin' Score out, we're going to grab the strip that is 1 by 9.5, 1 by 9.5, and we're going to do the same score marks that we did on the other piece. So we're going to do a 1/4. I'm sorry, a 1/2, 1.5, 5, and 6. So a 1/2, 1.5, 5, and 6. Get this out of my way. Okay. Now what you want to do is we're just going to fold on all the lines, and you'll want to decide which. Hey, Julie, good evening. Hello, Marie. Hello, Chris. You want to score or you fold on all your lines so that the pattern that you want is on the outside. Okay. Like I had my paper. We'll put it there. All right. Then we're going to grab our scissors, and you're going to want to be able to see where these bends are. Okay. So here's this bend. Now I want the long piece to be straight. So I'm going to cut straight up to the score line, but then I'm going to angle here just a little bit like that. just makes your scores work a little better. So on this end one where it's just a half, we are going to go all the way up, and then we're going to cut it at an angle just a little bit. So Julie, I need to ask you, when we're done here, I got this idea as a gift, and it was either from you or Diana. So you're going to have to let me know which one of you created this cute little idea. I was sitting here last night, or no, this morning before I went to school, trying to decide what we would do tonight. And I saw this little thing and thought, oh, that'd be perfect. So one of you gave this for a KCMO K-Stampers event. Okay, let's see if I put it on the white. No, that doesn't show it very well. Let's try the dark. Okay, so we've got the straight here, and the square little flap is where you're going to angle, and then straight, and then angle. And then where the 1/2 inch is, we're going to cut that off. Okay. All right, now I am going to use our Stamp and Seal Plus. I tried that today on some projects, and I thought it worked really, really well. So if you haven't tried it, I would encourage you to do so. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put adhesive on that flap, and then we're going to put it on one of these flaps on the outside. And if it doesn't want to run, just rub it on your skin like that, and it gets it started. It's really cool. Okay, so we're going to take our flap and fold it in, and then we're going to lay this on top of it. And you want it to line up really well. So make sure you're right on that line. And then when you do, it should fold nicely. So it's like almost a square there. I guess a little bit of a rectangle. All right. So now we've got this flap. To make your box like that, we're going to fold this one down. Fold our flaps in. Like that. And then fold this one on top of it. And when you do that, it creates a nice sturdy base. Like that. Pretty simple so far, right? All right, and it's not going to get much more difficult, which is a good thing. All right, so now we're going to take the solid strip, or if you decided to use as a coordinating designer series paper, and fold on the score lines. Again, these are the same score lines that you have on your box. And I was making some little gifts with this today, and I learned a few things along the way. And I'm going to put adhesive on each section, but I'm not putting it where the score lines are, because sometimes you need just a little bit of give in there when you're wrapping it around the top of the bag. All right. So I found the easiest way for me was to lay the box upside down. And here's where my paper met, and I want that to be the back. So I'm going to turn it like that, and I'm going to make this my front. So what you're going to do is line it up here so your score line matches. So what I did was I started just with one corner and lined it up. Well, and you want it right on the edge. Tell my hands are tired. We had a super fun weekend. My daughter and son-in-law dedicated their son Kason this weekend at church, and he was a very lucky little boy. He had 4 grandparents, 4 great-grandparents, and an uncle were all here to be a part of it, which was really cool. then we had everybody over for a meal here, so that was fun. Okay, so there's my top border for my little box. Now this little strip, and like I said, I think I told you an image that's like 1 inch by 2 inch. And then when I got home, all of my Merry Christmases were bigger than that. So you're going to see that mine is stamped on a little bit bigger piece. But the nice thing is you can use anything, just don't get it too terrible big. I think I'm kind of pushing the limits with this one because it's pretty close here. So we'll stamp Merry Christmas. This designer series paper is gorgeous. And it has, I think, a lot of neat variety in it. Let me see if I can grab it here. So here's this paper with the pine cones. I think it would go really well with that Christmas season set. And there's this pine cone piece with that. Should have pulled this out beforehand. This piece with that. This one and that back side. A nice variety because I could almost see using this in the springtime. And that reminds me of fruit. I don't know why, but it does. And then let me see if I have a piece. The other patterns in there, I've used a whole bunch of those pieces already. Here we go. This pattern here with that. Find the other one. Kent had physical therapy today and I ran into therapy, and so there's that side and then that one. So I think it's a nice variety of patterns that you could use for a lot of different things. And I think they designed it, I mean, they were thinking of Christmas, but there's a lot of sides or patterns I think that would work well for other times of the year too. Anyway, took Kent to physical therapy, and our school was having a fundraiser at one of the local restaurants. So we went over there and got food, and we got home. Then our son called, and all of a sudden it was like, oh my goodness, I got to get ready for tonight. So I feel a little unprepared. All right. So here's Merry Christmas. Oh, how funny. How funny. So I was getting this ready just a little bit ago, and I did the first Merry Christmas. Where'd I put it? And I backed it in green. And so then I thought, oh, that's not going to look good to do green on green. So I redid it with tan, or the crumb cake. And now I did both of them in crumb cake. Let me see if I can find that Merry Christmas real quick. Does that give you an idea of how crazy it's been around here? A good crazy, but crazy. All right. It always happens. I lose these pieces, and then as soon as I log off, I find it. Well, if you guys could see my stamp room, you would not be surprised at all that it looks like this. We had a super fun stamp camp last weekend. Oh, there it is right there. It's turned upside down. There we go. I invited 3 of my fellow demonstrators to help me, and we hosted a stamp camp here in Basel and had a lot of fun sharing projects with them, and had some really nice fun ladies join us. And then after that, I did some traveling to help get family here for our celebration with Kason and his folks. All right, so I think I'm going to add, I'm going to do, let's see what this looks like. I was working on the bows when Kent came running in and said, we got to leave for therapy. All right, I thought I had a bow made, but we'll make one here. So I think these would be really cute if you wanted to give a little gift to neighbors at Christmas. You could grab some Thanksgiving type paper and do this as a Thanksgiving or thankful for you gift. Oh my fingers today. They act like I drove 5 hours on Saturday and 5 hours on Sunday, don't they? it was worth it to get to have Kent's folks here with us. They're both in their 80s and not able to drive long distances like that anymore. So Kent was on call for his job, so I ran down and picked them up and then ran him back home yesterday so I could work today. All right, there we go. I'm going to put that on there, that. And I just think it's a nice size so that you can add you'd have a lot of options. I'll show you what an idea I came up with here in a second, what I'm going to put in some of mine. I'm always looking for little gifts. One thing I'm doing is trying to leave little gifts on the teacher's desk. I think a lot of them are really discouraged right now, and we're kind of hitting that rough time of the season right before Thanksgiving, trying to keep the kids involved and active. All right, there we go. Isn't that cute? So then what I decided I was going to get was just a bag of lifesavers that I could put in there and fill it up. Wouldn't that be a great little gift to give a coworker or neighbors or something? You could put a gift card in there if you want to add something more than just some candies. I just think that's a really fun idea. And I want to thank either Julie or Diana, whichever one came up with this cute little template. I think it's going to be one I use quite a bit. I'm also working on one. You can see I did this one here with that red and green paper, and then I put the red up here, and we'll probably do a green one for that one too, maybe red. So anyway, that's my Create With Me. I would love to see what papers you chose and greetings and what you came up with. Post a picture in the comments below so I can see what you're creating. Wanted to remind you of some special things. Oh, forgot my bling. I pulled out these in color gems so I could add them, because you always got to have bling. You guys are going to say, wow, she was really distracted tonight. And you are right. My brain's just kind of tired. I'd like to blame it on the time change, but I can't blame it on that. All right, there we go. So there's some bling for that. See how I added those? Okay, so I think I've told you about almost all of these, but I wrote it up so you could look at it. All right, Eden's Garden. This is an early release product for the January to June catalog. And Pam and I have created 8 projects. If you buy the stamp set or the bundle, you'll get the instruction sheets. If you order the suite, you're going to get the 8 instruction sheets plus a kit for each one. And you can come to my place on November 30th or December 1st and create them here with me, or you can of course create them online, create them on your own anytime you want. I do need to know by November 20th so that I can get them ordered. With the holiday in there, I want to make sure I have time to get them before the 30th. Also, Stampin' Up! Is offering to join Stampin' Up! $75 for $125. When I joined, it was $300 that we had to pay to join. So huge, huge, huge opportunity here. If you joined now, you would actually be active as a demonstrator through March 31st, and even if you never ordered anything. But if you order, you get to save 20%. We have a Christmas party for my team in December, and this next weekend we're meeting for our annual meeting, and we're going to be here in Baser watching. If you'd be interested, I'd love to have you stop by and join us. Just stop by and say hi. Haven't hit my 200 in career Stampin' Up! Sales yet. Whoever is the one that gives me that order that it bumps it over will get a $20 gift certificate. And Stampin' Up! Is offering a seasonal sale November 16th to the 18th. More details soon, because that's all they've told us so far. So keep those things in mind. And I believe that's it. One little kudo here, or additional. If you order this designer series paper between now and next Sunday night, you will get an extra gift from me that will go along that will go along with your designer series paper. So place that order. You might be the one that puts me over the 200. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next Monday.